you know how I feel. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Test. Okay. All right, sweet. Yeah, there we go. Can you see it? Do you have your monitor? Is it going in for you? Is the monitor working for you? Can you see yourself or see me? Okay, cool. There we go. Now I can see me. Okay, sweet. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Does it look okay? Hey, Sarah. Sarah, I've made a few changes. Hopefully it's looking a little bit better. I decided to get rid of the cartoon thing so I could put the screen. I could put the text here. It sort of looks like I'm reading it a little bit more. But anyway, let's see who's here. Let's see. Carla is here. Hey, Carla. Carla, so proud of you doing the hoop thing and having a space and all of that. It's encouraging. Jackie, Sarah, I think I mentioned you. Welcome back, Sarah. I don't know how long you're staying, but it's always nice when you pop in. And Amanda's here. Amanda's starting to join a little bit more. And Shelly's here. And I guess that's it. Oh, and Shane is here. Okay. Of course, there's Lauren. And of course, there's some people that either watch on replay or watch live and don't. The last few classes, we have been averaging higher numbers than I'm used to. So it's kind of nice. I mean, when I first started and everything was on lockdown, it was a little bit different. But to get, to be growing. I mean, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but, this class is about to be 3 years old. I mean, yeah, like Tara just said, do you want to turn your mic on? Or you can if you want.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Look at that. That's perfect.
I was going to say, I can't believe that. 3 years. It's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, I really don't have very much to say. I am going to be teaching Saturday. I don't foresee anything keeping that from happening, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I think that's really about all that I have to say. Wow, my green screen is a little weird. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and set up the class. So I don't know how much time you need with Rex, but I'm going to spend about a minute setting you up, but you're okay. Oh, hey, can you bring it just a little bit closer to your mouth? Just you can just push it like, yeah, that's perfect. That's good. That's perfect. Yeah, that's great. So here's the class. I don't really know where this is going to go after Tara warms us up, but I have some ideas. But basically, if you don't know, Tara owns a movement studio and has been teaching movement for 20 plus years. She's taught it in a therapy environment at Duke. She's taught it oh, Rachel's there, sweet. But she's taught it at that level. She is Pilates certified. She's gyrokinesis certified. She is Gyrotonic certified, which is what she does the most. She can also do she teaches aerial yoga, but she's about to officially teach aerial yoga. So she has a lot of movement experience. And then the way I know Tara is through the ecstatic dance community, so she's tied into that as well. So what we're going to do today is we've picked out a song, and in place of the sway, she is going to warm us up and open us up. I asked her if she would be cool doing this. She's done it once before, so if you like this and you want to see it again, if you go to it was a horrible titled class, but it was called Girl Power, and that was when Vivian, Vivian, Ann, and Tara taught. Yeah. So anyway, Tara, I am going to give you the floor.
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah.
And do you want me to go ahead and do you want to cue me on when to play the music, or do you want to just...
Yeah, you can go ahead and
press play.
You can go ahead and press play,
cool.
As long as they can hear me on top of it.
Yeah, they should be able to.
Yeah, so if you guys grab your hoop, and if you're comfortable, you're going to have a seat on the floor, and if that doesn't resonate with you, you can stand up or sit on a chair. But we're going to, preferably if you can, sit on the floor. And I don't know how many HoopPath classes I took with you, Bax, but Bax used to always start in a circle on the floor with everybody sitting in their hoops. So we're going to start like that, if that feels good to you. And you can just play the music whenever, but once you're down and on the floor, I'm going to just start making little circles at the level of your pelvis. So I'm just rotating kind of small. That's okay. I'm just really thinking about moving from your hips and keeping your spine pretty long. So I don't want to go too big yet. And whichever direction you're going is great. And then, when you're ready, we're just going to reverse that and circle the other way. So the pelvis, I'm just kind of feeling my weight shifting around my sitting bones, keeping my spine long, and see where the breath wants to come in. Just notice, where does it want to come in? Where does it want to exit? And then we're going to reverse that again back to your first current, if you will. And so now I'm going to start to let my rib cage make a circle on top of my hips. So maybe you were already doing that, but you can just accentuate the ribs a little bit more. Let the shoulders just respond. It's nice to see you back there behind me. And then reversing that. Let your rib cage make that nice big circle. Nice, you guys. Let your breath come in. Then we're going to come right to the top of our sitting bones and sit just nice and tall. We're going to do a little twist. And whichever side you're twisting to, just let that hand come towards your hip and look back over your shoulder just a little bit. And then you're going to come back to center and do the same thing to the other side. Just a nice spinal twist. You shouldn't feel any discomfort in your neck. Sometimes people try to turn too much from their neck. Just let it be nice and gentle from your pelvis all the way up through your spine. And eyes just looking back a little bit. Might want to exhale as you do this. Inhaling as you come back to center. Exhaling the other way. All right, and then I'm going to just kind of let my hand reach around the back and hold for a moment. Little seated twist. And then coming back center and around to the other side. Good, and back center. All right, so this next one, we're going to come onto our knees, and you're on a hard floor, so I don't know, see what happens. You might need a pillow. Okay, so I'm in the middle of my hoop. You could have your feet inside your hoop or outside your hoop, and we're going to take one leg out to the side. Where's your hoop? All right, and here I've got my toes facing forward and my knee facing forward with a little bend in the knee, so you don't want to feel any discomfort in your knee. I'm going to take a little side stretch towards that leg. Okay, so again, no discomfort in the knee. If that doesn't feel good, you could have your foot up, knee facing up. I'm trying to get you to get into the side of that hip just a little bit. And then coming up, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Taking that knee, foot out to the side, toes and knee facing forward, little bend in your knee, yeah? And then we're going to stretch towards that foot, making an arc. Yeah, nice, you guys. Just breathe. And then coming back. Let's make our way up to standing. We'll stand right inside your hoop. Try a little rock step out of your hoop and then step in, and then a little rock step out the other side. Maybe we'll get some music going. Little rock step and in.
Is this pace of music okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, well this next
or
one
it was
we'll
anyway. Out and in. We'll see what happens with this music. Out and in, out. So really shifting your weight. Shift out and in. Shift out Look, and if this doesn't make sense to you, you can make something else up. Just kind of practice shifting your weight and include your hoop in some way. Out. I like to get a little bit dramatic and add a little push. And in.
Okay, so
Little push. And in. Add a little breath. Finding the music. That's it, Max. That looks good. And reach. I got a backup dancer. All right, and out. Okay, so let's come step in your hoop. You're going to grab it, pull it up. All right, so let's just do that same thing and see if you can just swing your hoop a little bit another way.
Oh, I see.
It's the same foot. It's the same feet sequence that we did out. Rock step and in. And I'm just letting the hoop go. In, out. And you might want to add a little embellishment with your hoop. Little circle. Just get playful. It doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to look like Max's.
Don't look like mine.
Good. All right. From here, we're going to come to the center. So I'm going to take my hands facing out on the hoop, and we're going to just reach it straight up and then bring it down. So just warming up the shoulders a little bit. Yep, up and down. There's a slight press out through your palms. Spread your fingers. And down. Up. Down. Yeah, and then
Does
get
it
it.
matter like where my elbows are? Like, should I?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
how
great
open
question.
Do I want my chest to be right now?
Mostly, I just want it to feel comfortable. So my elbows are pretty much out to the side of me, maybe slightly, really pretty much to the side. It should just feel good.
Okay.
Yeah. Try not to arch your back too much here, though, and up. Now, this time, hold up, stay up there, and lower and lift your shoulders a couple times. So shrug your shoulders up by your ears and then drop down. Yeah, just really feel that scapular mobility, warming those shoulders up for whatever we use them for tonight. Good, and coming down, all the way down. Okay, this time I'm going to bring the hoop in front of me. So I've got my palm down, palm up, yeah? And then just practice a little kind of rolling. You good here? Yeah.
Like an isolation, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like an isolation, but my hoop is static right now. And just warming up my body with it. Okay, and then go all the way around so your other hand can be on top. So, and then same thing here. Yeah. So you should be looking at yourself. You should be looking forward the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. So it's just a nice little side body opener, also opening up the shoulder muscles. Yeah. Good. All right, so let's go back to the first side. We're going to turn sideways. This might be our last one. I can get carried away. And I'm just doing a little rock forward and back.
Wait, you're switching hands, okay.
Yeah, so
I'm not watching you.
switch your legs back. It'll feel better. Yeah. And give a little scoop when you rock back, and then a little arch. Yeah. Little scoop your belly. That looks good. Has a little bit of a bow and arrow feel when you reach up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to rotate to the other side, so your other hand is going to come up. I'm going to face the other direction. So my hand that's at the bottom, that's the foot that I've got back. And we're just doing the little rock, a little rock forward and back. Yeah. Breathing, don't forget to breathe. And then the last one we'll do, let's bring the hoop onto the back of you. Yeah, and then just a little. So I'm going to inhale through the center and exhale as I spiral. Inhale like a starfish, exhale like a spiraling starfish. And around. In. Yeah. And if there's anything else you need to do, I'm going to hand it over to Bax. And thanks for letting me share some movement with you guys tonight.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had like applause or something. No, but thanks, Tara. That was awesome. That was our warm-up. In case you're wondering, Tara asked me to throw a stopwatch up so that she could get a sense of time, because it is easy to get lost where you end too earlier. And so we wanted that to be about 10 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. Thanks, T. Let's go ahead and I think we'll just keep this kind of groove going. I'm going to bring up the music. And, sweet. Thanks. Shelly did ask a question, are you putting pressure on your neck at some point? I don't know when that comment came in. We had the comments turned off. Lindsay says, thanks, Tara. Very sweet. All right, so let's...
I'm sorry, I don't know what part that was at, or I would have asked.
Yeah, no, totally. I kind of forgot to turn the comments on that particular scene. So, but we didn't miss too many. It looks like most people were doing it with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into point technique. Or let's just do slowish flow technique, or just, point, samurai, doesn't matter. Tara is partial to samurai or to gripping the hoop. I'm partial to point. We're still friends. Everything's cool. Anytime I say, give you an idea or a suggestion, you can always ignore it, of course. But Tara did a good job of setting this up, I thought. Now, I invite you, as you're moving the hoop, to give it some type of function, okay? Here's what I mean. Like, you could make your hoop a giant ring of a bubble blower, where as you're moving your hoop through the air, you're creating, however slowly you're doing it, you're creating some kind of bubble. You could imagine your hoop as a shape, like it's a giant sphere, and that you're rolling that sphere, or playing with that sphere, using that giant yoga ball to open and move. And you can stay with any of these suggestions or be doing your own. Make my hoop something very, very thin that slices through the air. But Tara got us in this gooey, fun movement space. Let's stay there. I'll lay off the mic and give you a chance to play with this. Okay. All right. Okay, I want to do, yeah, as always, you have, you know.
But can I say something?
Oh, yes, please.
Because I think I might have figured out what, I think it was Shelley that was asking. It might have been this, and with the neck thing. So I don't have it pressing on my neck. When I'm kind of coming around, this might have been, I feel it kind of right under my occipital ridge, which is the base of your skull. And so it kind of almost gives like a little bit of a massage. But yeah, I don't want to be pressing into my neck. And if you felt your neck, it could just be, tight shoulders. So you can kind of play with the placement of the ring. I'm guessing that's what that question was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so I want to do one kind of crazy exercise. Okay, this is definitely a sort of outside the box, and we'll play one of these two songs to do this, but I'm going to start this and we'll just... Sweet. Okay, so here's the exercise. Oh, that looks weird. Did something happen? I feel like something happened with my... Yeah, I think it did. Okay. All right. Anyway, I think that's better. It's a little dark. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Actually, I'll go old school and keep the cat on. We're gonna play with changes of pace, and this can be like really, really fun. And to really do it, I recommend that you go from 0 to 60, or you go from 60 to 0. Sometimes that's easier. So let me show you what I mean. I'll demo this technique for a couple of cycles to give you a sense of it. It's like flurry, 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 chill, flurry, flurry, flurry. Okay? I'm going to put it on free hoop. This is the class, but the free hoop gives you a chance, or sway gives you a chance to see us kind of both doing it. If you want, I could call it out to you, like tell you fast and slow, but I think it's just better to listen. Ooh. Isolations can really be done they're not always have to be fast. Like, you could be moving pretty slow and still put a nice isolation on the hoop. This is a simple weave, but then slowed nice T, way down. All right, I'll shut up, let you listen. This song is kind of perfect for this technique. One thing that I like about moving slowly is that for some reason it's easier for me to remind myself to look up, to not just stare at the floor. All right. Okay. pretty fun for me. Anything, T? All right, let's just keep going then. My head actually shrunk. Let me see something here. Yeah, okay. Sorry, y'all, give me 1 second here. We're gonna shrink the chat some. It's a little big, and I thought I'd fix that. Okay, everything's gonna disappear, but it'll come right back, hopefully. Okay. Yeah. There. Okay, actually, no, we want it there. Okay. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, let's go into the next exercise. I think we'll just stay with this last song. I'm kind of digging this whole vibe. Okay. We're going to work with a particular, or we're going to integrate one technique into the flow that you've got going right now. Tara's got a good flow going. I don't want to get in the way of that, but what I want to invite you to do, unless your hoop is gigantic, I have a 38, I want you to place your palms close to the poles here, close to the sort of center points. And I just want you to explore how that holding that radius, or excuse me, that diameter, and then I can push my hands together and I can start to get like some push and pull with the hoop, or at least some push. And you see how it kind of graces up your slow motion movement a little bit? Like if I keep my arms loose, I mean, whatever, maybe there's no difference, but it can feel a little bit different. Some of that stuff Tara was doing that I was doing incorrectly. And then the other thing I can do, especially if your hoop isn't gigantic, is I can start to create folds from here. And so I can like fold to a place. And then what I'm doing to, I hope you guys are still there. I think you are. There it is. Okay, that's working. But I love playing with the poles. For instance, like I could imagine, like if I set the hoop on the ground, we could just imagine, we can sort of feel that other pole, even though it's not me, I can push into the hoop. If you want to impress the kids, you can always like do the little bounce thing that hoopers do. My hoop isn't that springy, so it's a little bit, and I don't want to break it. Okay, so anyway, like this can be, and I want to let you hear the music without me talking, but this can be, I'm going to give you 2 minutes of music here without sans me. I am using, like, even though it looks like my palms are open, and they are, I am using my fingers, of course, to create those turns. If you have a big hoop, you have to kind of cheat just a little bit to do it continuously. Okay, sweet. Yeah, wow, that was, I'm kind of digging this so far. Yeah, up. Okay, hope all looks good on the TV front there, guys. It seems like the classes, that the technique, like we're not having problems. Okay, let's go to my SoundCloud. This is turning into new ways of moving for me. Making some nice shapes. Cool. All right. Well, let's keep going with all this. See, now I don't know. What do you think? Should we? I was gonna like kick it up and like. Okay. All right. Let's do that then. Let's do that. All right. I don't want to kill the. Well, let's try some core hooping. Let's try some core hooping, and yeah, this will work.
Walking alone, I'm in the red line.
Okay, here we go.
Trying to find the right time. Walking alone, I'm in the red line.
So we're gonna play with one. So I've been telling you guys, I'm trying to build on classes from now on. I want to try to build, like, take one thing from the one class from a previous class and apply it to now. So one thing that we did the last class, but we're going to waist hoop just to keep it simple, but you can of course go to the shoulders or chest or anywhere you want to at any time. That won't change what we're doing, but we're going to play with the current right now. And we talked a little bit about this. I'll show you. And I'll show you a little bit. Oh. Okay, there we go. So I'm playing with the current. The hoop is going to the left for me, right? And so playing with the current can mean like turning towards, like against the current, into. This can create new movement and work on posture, and I can turn with it. And then I can just sort of feel the quick back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. Like this is me trying to turn, show off, and turn as quickly as I can. And there's all kinds of like cool things that you can do to feel different currents. Let me bring it back to me for a second. And Jackie took workshops with me, and we definitely did this in workshops. But I used to want to teach people just how much your hands could change the way you're moving. So this is kind of this class is coming together. I really like this. So this is me keeping my hands at the same. Shoulders are basically in the same position, and I'm just going to push one forward. And so there's a twist kind of up there. And I can feel, if I move fast enough or slow enough, it's up to you, I can start to feel kind of a connection there. I can relax and get some blood back in my arms, and then I can just kind of like push, like just create any kind of push that I want to. What Tara was doing when she was stepping in and stepping out, I can create that push. And I'm inviting you, I'm trying to open you up to realize, or to feel, not to realize, you already realize it, but to feel the connection between how your hands move and how the hoop moves, right? Like I can just root down and do a movement like this, and eventually it's going to feel like my arms coming down is putting some push, or coming up. All right, we'll give the arms a break. And now this is where I might lose. This is where I might lose the class. But second current is a beautiful way to learn new moves, right? Or new ways of moving the body. So if I'm going in left current, second current, these arm things that we were just doing in spite of the hoop can actually help you learn second current, especially at the shoulders. So I can kind of create, I'll show you, like this is one that's kind of good. Let's see. This one can be a trip. Let me turn the switch off. So this one can be a trip. So I'm going to the left right now. We used to do this. We did chopsticks. Actually, we've done chopsticks in this class. But I can imagine I'm holding 2 spoons and I'm stirring a pot. And I'm going to go the same direction that my hoop is spinning, right? The faster I go and the closer they get to my body, like so that the quicker I can make my orbit, the hoop speeds up, right? And if I swing them back out, it's almost easier, almost too easy to put the hoop to sleep. Right? So this is me spinning it up. And of course you can do, you get it, right? Like, I mean, whatever position you need. Now where it's cool or where it feels funky is if you do that in anti-spin. So if I stir in the other direction than what my hoop is traveling, if you can't really see it head on, you can sort of see what I'm doing in the bird's eye there.
That's like spirograph. Remember the spirograph?
That's right.
That's what it feels like.
That's right. I can push towards the corners. I can push towards the corners here. I can push with my elbows behind me. Now, since a lot of you are not beginner hoopers, let's go to the shoulders and we'll do the same thing. So I'm gonna come up to the shoulders and I can do the same stirring trick. In fact, sometimes it helps you brace up on shoulders. So I'm gonna hold those same 2 spoons that I was just doing before or whatever, and I'm gonna move them around in a circle. I'll show you again. Here we go. So you see, it's like I'm still stirring these 2 pots. One big one. And you don't want the metaphor to limit or to limit you, but you sort of get the idea that you can create movement underneath the current that ripples or makes its way to the surface, the hoop. I could try it with 1 spoon here. I could try it with the other one. Now, of course, I'm going the same direction. So what happens on shoulders if I go the opposite direction, right? Like I do what I was doing before, but at the shoulders. So my hoop is going to the left. This would be me going anti-spin. Yeah, it's really hard. Right, wow, yeah, that's a trick. All right, I got to work on that one. That one might be a shirtless endeavor. I need skin contact to keep that one. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of tricky. If you get it, you're better than me. Yeah. Chest tubing. Good point. Yeah. Wait. Chest tubing. Yeah, it's a little bit easier up here, yeah. This is anti-spin. Looks cool. Okay. Where are we at on time here? Oh, actually, wow. How are you feeling? What's your energy level? Yeah, do you want to keep it up or bring it down? Okay, actually, let's do one. We're going to do one quick rooted exercise, and that'll take away the dizzies, and it'll be kind of high. It'll be high energy for us. This would be a time you could try. Tara started us off on the floor. You could try this seated if you want to, but one new way of movement is actually. No, I don't want to frustrate you. Let's start with rooted. You can there's degrees of rooted, like you can get all the way to the ground where you really limit your roots. But let's start first And this will be like a 2-minute sprint towards yummy, gooey, flowy stuff afterwards. All right, so if I like waist hooping, or I'm a beginner and can only waist hoop, then here's how you would play with this rooting. I'm going to feel my feet. I'm going to feel the pads of my feet. So this is, just so you understand, I'm communicating. This is me leaning into the front pads of my feet. This is me leaning into my heels. And then that circle that Tara was telling us about, we can do that here. Now I'm rooted because my feet are not moving, right? You always have roots, but I am rooted because I'm standing in the same place. And then I don't know if this will show up on camera that well. But you can use your rooting to, let's see, this will be pretty good, to sort of lean way over or way forward or way backward. And then you can kind of, it's hard to do, but try to roll through a whole one. It looks totally silly on camera, I'm noticing. If you're struggling with rooted anything, go to a rock step. That's another thing that Tara. So I can like go old school kid and play type rock step, super fast. And you see, as long as my feet are bouncing, boom, 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 boom. So this would be the rooted version of that. And then if you want to, like me, you can come up to the shoulders. I can do that same turn with, like, this is one way to grace up with shoulders. I'll be honest, you have to be sort of experienced to be able to do this. But I can turn with the current, and then just like we were doing before, turn against the current. You know, my arms are out here in mountain just to make sure the hoop doesn't fall on me. You really have to activate your AM hand, or your first tree and old school. AM first tree is same thing. The hoop's going to the left, that's your right side. It's going to the right, that's your left side. But as I cut back in, my hoop is going to the left. My right shoulder kind of has to slip in under the hoop's rotation and get me back here. And I'm rooted because my feet aren't moving. And we're almost at the end of this, so if you want, you could try to move into an angle. I'm in earth if it's not obvious from the camera. Two things that are creating push on the hoop when you're in earth. It's coming down on it or coming up on it, maybe both if you're really hitting your mark. But mostly, you can focus on one of those, just make sure you focus on it. I can go up on my night side. I can push down with my day side. If I'm trying to tilt the hoop, I'm on the waist. It's going to look a little bit different on this angle, but if I'm at the waist, actually this can be really helpful for angles. If I'm on the waist and I want to dip it into earth and I'm not that good at staying rooted and doing this, I can push my weight into the balls of my feet, into the front two pads of my foot, so much so that I lift my ankles my heels off the ground just a little bit, and then I can just bounce from there and I'm shifting my weight. It's mostly towards the front where all my toes are, where I can grip the hoop. And my heels, I'm not saying you have to like pretend you have high heels on, but there's like cushions of air, and they're bouncing. They're not staying rooted. I'm not pushing into my heels. My weight is up here. Like, it's so much easier to control your body when you're using 10 toes, right? As you know, in dance and sports, at the professional level, a toe injury can end a career, right? That's how important they are. Okay. Okay, now I think we will chill. What's that? Yeah. So we'll move into our free hoop now, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Tara, for teaching and being awesome. And I know you're grabbing some water, so if there's anything you want to say at any point, you can. All right. So anyway, we'll just free hoop from here, guys. Thank you so much. Claire, amazing donation. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the donations that come in. I don't talk about it enough because it just makes me feel awkward, but they are really helping keeping this going, and I hope you're happy with the relationship. Okay, let's go. Speaking of which, the replay will go up on. Sometimes it takes longer, but my internet is so bad. That camera looks. Oh, that's the. You guys are welcome. Thank you guys so much. This is day 21 for me of no alcohol. And I appreciate your support. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Lindsay, Rachel. Appreciate everybody. Thanks, Shelley. Thanks again, everybody. We appreciate it. Hope you have a great night. Thank you, Tara, for teaching again. If you guys comment, she'll come back and do it again. So thank you, guys.